We got a whole bunch of content for you on this week's weekly video fishing forecast, starting off with the September preview of the glossy print issue of the Fisherman magazine. We got a boating safety reminder for you, around the map reports, events around the island, an open boat special preview. We also have our correspondents checking in from around the island, and we have a preview of Mike Caruso's Alaska trip he just came back from.
The ultimate fishing authority in the Northeast, the Fisherman magazine.
New Explore Series fish finders keep you locked on fish with unbeatable clarity, best-in-class imaging options, and a stunning ultra-bright HD screen. There's more to explore, only with Humminbird.
Today's August 28th, 2025, and the Labor Day weekend is here already, a big fishing and boating weekend. With that being said, if you are going to be out on the water this weekend, tune in for this quick PSA reminder from me. Hey, here's this little PSA announcement for you guys. With the Labor Day boating weekend coming up, there's going to be a lot of people out on the water. I just want to remind you guys that if you have a boat that's 26 feet or under, it is required by law that you have to wear your kill switch. Now, there's been some incidents recently with boating safety and wearing kill switch, and this can prevent a lot of issues from happening. So if you are out on the water this weekend, you find yourself in a boat 26 feet or under, be sure to use your kill switch. We've got a September preview of the Fisherman magazine's print edition. That is the September print edition of the Fisherman magazine. Tim C. Smith is going to go over it with you.
The September glossy edition of the Fisherman magazine is out now. Dave Anderson's article, Day Trading, shares the mindset you need for daytime surf casting. Topwater yellowfin action is full of surface explosions and adrenaline, and Captain John Raguzzo shares his experience of plugging up tuna. There are lots of grip options when you're building a custom rod, and Matt Broderick has a great read on which one may be right for you. Curious about the history of artificials? John Tiedemann has the fascinating evolution from the beginning. Great note-keeping is the key to striped bass success, and good doctors like Adam Aguilar know the importance of detailed records. To get all this and more, be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine. When you subscribe, you get 12 glossy print editions, 26 digital editions to your inbox, this past weekend's reports, full access to the website, and more. As a subscriber, you can also be part of the Dreamboat Challenge and win a new Steigercraft powered by Yamaha, and compete for a rigged-out kayak from Yak Attack. Subscribe now.
A few weeks back, the Fisherman's publisher and owner, Mike Caruso, visited Tanaku Lodge for the second time. This is a must-see cinematic video of his latest experience at the lodge. Check out the link in the description for the full-length video, or click on the card above. The Fisherman's own Jenie Ackerman had a chance to fish as soon as Hurricane Erin passed. Here's a preview of the fishing that she got into.
Stay tuned for this week's latest open boat adventure with Jenie Ackerman. From tackling new lures, hooking into the catch of the day, or learning something new about a species. Tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. for Jenie's latest open boat episode. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and most importantly, catch 'em up.
Our regular contributor and old-time Fire Island legend, Capt. Lorenzetti, has a quick fishing story to share with us. Al, what do you got?
Oh yeah, I thought I would do, like, weekly, when I can think about it, stories from my past that are kind of interesting. And I was down here at Trophy Tackle, and we were talking about, you know, catching tuna fish and so forth. So one time I was out there trolling my boat, came across a weed line of sargasso weed, and I mean major. I'm talking a mile or more long. So I'm trolling along the weed line. I'm seeing action. I'm seeing fish busting water. I can't get a bite. So I was like, you know what? They're in this yellow stuff. Let me go down. I go into my tackle box, and I had a couple of extra skirts, yellow, that I would hang when I was shark fishing. I would hang that over my baits. So I had two yellow ones. I slid them over the green machines, started trolling along the weed line, and it was lights out. That was it. Bang. One yellow fin after the other. Nice fish, 60 to 80 pounds. So got them in a boat. They spitting up sargasso weed, and the sargasso fish. It's a little fish that looks like the weed. they were spitting them up. That's what they were actually eating. It was like bizarre. And we had a real good day of it.
The Tobay Boat Show is back now in September, the 19th through the 21st. Hundreds of boats in water and on land. From fishing boats to personal watercraft and the latest electronics, this show has it all. Free parking. For more information, visit nyboatshows.com.
Now let's check in with the upcoming events from around the island. Starting off on September 7th, we have the Mount Sinai Snapper Showdown. Moving on, September 13th is the Riverhead Snapper Derby. Then on September 14th is the Keith Romaine Memorial Snapper Derby. On September 26th to the 27th is the 7th Annual Fishing Tournament and Lobster Bash. Then also on October 3rd through October 5th is the 2025 Fred Gall Forum Memorial Montauk Surf Fishing Classic. You can sign up. The sign-up sheet is in the September issue of the Fisherman magazine. Then we're moving on. October 9th, mark your calendars. The Fisherman's Big Surf Inshore and Offshore Show is taking place. That is October 9th at the Huntington Hilton. Once again, that's in October this year. And to round it out for our events this week, we have the Corcus Cup Gathering of the Anglers Tournament. That is from October 17th through 19th. For all the details and more on these events, visit thefisherman.com/events.
Introducing the Yak Attack Sandrig Surf Cart, the ultimate beach hauler for serious anglers. Glide effortlessly over soft sand with wide balloon wheels and lightweight, corrosion-resistant construction that's completely customizable with options. Whether it's rods, coolers, or tackle, haul it all with ease. Built by surf fishermen and engineered by Yak Attack.
Let's get the latest on the Fisherman contest. That's the Dreamboat Challenge and the Coastal Kayak Clash.
Here is the latest update for the Dreamboat Challenge. We have Long Island subscriber from East Islip, New York, Robert D. Piero, placing 7th with a 2.68-pound sea robin weighed in at Capri Bait and Tackle. The leaderboard stands at first place with Rashawn Williams with 17 points. Second place, Thomas Luciano at 16 points. And third place with Jeffrey Harrison at 15 points. Make sure you read all the rules and fill out the forms completely if you're going to enter the Dreamboat Challenge. Are you the best angler in the Northeast? Well, now is your chance to prove it. The Fisherman's Dreamboat Contest is back. Win this Steigercraft center console powered by Yamaha along with these other great prizes. Fish hard and weigh in as many of these species to be top on the leaderboard. What's the catch? You must be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine. All it takes is one fish on the board to win a great prize. So however you fish, you have a shot. For all the details and official rules, visit thefisherman.com. There were no new entries in the Coastal Kayak Clash. Dustin Stevens is in first with 9 points. Rotha Nong has 6 points. And Tom Howard has 5 points. Hey kayakers, the Fisherman's Coastal Kayak Clash contest is back. Win this fully outfitted Hobie Mirage Lynx kayak from Yak Attack along with other great prizes. Catch and release as many of these species to be top on the leaderboard. To enter, you must be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine, fish from a kayak, and document your catch. Many chances to win great prizes, so get out there on the water now and fish hard. To be part of the action, you must be a subscriber and register at thefisherman.com.
And if you do decide to participate in the Coastal Kayak Clash or the Dreamboat Contest, read all the rules thoroughly and fill out those forms completely. With that being said, let's go to our Around the Map segment of this week's weekly video fishing forecast. Starting off on the east end of the island, the post-storm fishing around Montauk has been a mixed bag, with many boats tied to the dock throughout the blow. Once the seas did settle, porgies and sea bass did provide the steadiest action around the point on the rocky grounds, Cartwright and Frisbee areas. Some fluking was starting to come to life as well on the deeper drifts near Cartwright and the radio tower. Did hear some reports again on the offshore scene. Yellowfins were reported within 50 to 40 miles, pre-storm and post-storm as well. Also mahi and some big eyes showed up around the canyons. The mahi were on the debris closer in. Again, for those big eye, you have to go further out to the canyons. Pretty decent bite going on for them as well on the troll. A few fish on the jig also. Bluefish, they reappeared at the point as well on topwater. Both sides, north and south sides. One cool thing I did hear that the striped bass made a really strong showing to 50 inches back at the point. after that northeast blow, it seemed that some fish were blown in from wherever, but they're back local again, so you might as well get on them. Coming back from the west of that, Shinnecock and Hampton Bays, some lighter action, but there were snappers, blowfish, and a few fluke on the inside. Captains can expect the weather and cooler nights to kick off the fall run very soon, with more stripers and albies hopefully in the coming weeks. Some other reports from out on the east end. Allison Ferrero, she fished on the Brooklyn Girl. They went out Orient. They actually traveled to Montauk. Sent me in this picture. It is 7-pound fluke she caught. It's about 20 minutes past the lighthouse. Puts you in that radio tower, almost Frisbee's area of the light. Nice job, Allison. Kevin Carney from Wantagh, he was on the Viking last week. He also had a 7-pound fluke. Took the pool for that trip. Bill Falco of Chasing Tails Bait and Tackle in Oakdale. He reported in from the surf, said that he had this nice slot-sized striped bass that was on an eastern South Shore sand beach. Took a chicken scratch bucktail. Moving on to the South Shore of the island. Coming back west from the east end. Hurricane Erin, it did miss Long Island, but it churned up the ocean pretty good to the point of shutting down pretty much all fishing that was going on for that amount of time. Inside the bay, anglers are still able to get out and find some fluke, but that dirty water from the ocean made it tough to find them. The state channel produced inside the bay. There was a little bit of action toward the Fire Island, then went on the fluke as well. On the docks, snappers, crabs, they were the highlight. Small blues popping up as well near the inlet mouths. That's Fire Island. Mauritius also. King Cod, they got out after the storm, got out on a sea bass trip. Said they started in 65 feet of water where they left off before the storm. A little slow there. They moved offshore into deeper water, and they got a limit on the sea bass. Large sea bass, up to 24 inches. It says only took them 2 drifts to limit out the whole boat. Had a few scup in the mix as well. Moving on to the west end of the island. Zach Pewtree, he sent in this 9.6-pound sheep's head. That was from the Jones area. Nice job. There's been some sheep's head around this year. Nice job, Zach. David Chacuis, he got out right after the storm, took advantage of Mother Nature, picked up skimmer clams that were washed up on the beach from the storm, used 5 ounces, a 10-foot surf rod, and a 150 Van Stall, caught a bunch of fluke, including this keeper that he shows off right here. Then we're moving on. We got the unofficial Bluefish contest results for the Bluefish tournament. I just want to say nice job to all those participated in the tournament. But the results, they are the unofficial. They are the following. So first place, Zach Aller. He had a 17.78 pounder weighed into Blue Water Lures. That's in Peconic. Second place, Steve Divernetz. He weighed in a 17.16 pound bluefish. That was in Hilfers Bait and Tackle. That was in Waterford, Connecticut. And then Rich Defoe, he had a 17.02 pound bluefish. Same tackle shop, Waterford, Connecticut. You can see the rest of the leaderboard right here. It goes to 20th place. We also have the under 18 leaderboard. First place in that was Colton Johnson with a 14.48 pounder at Bobby J's at Hilford, Connecticut. Aiden Stafford with a 12.52 pounder. That was waiting to Black Hole Outfitters in Westbrook. Then an 11.08 pounder from David Langan. That was at AW Marina in New London, Connecticut. Then I got a little surf recap for you guys as well. Just wanted to say last week's storm did slow things down around the island. Obviously, there's a lack of effort because it was a storm. Tough to get out there and fish. But it seems that the fishing is starting to rebound. With porgies, some fluke, snappers, they're the main players. There's also a lot of blowfish and crabs at the local docks around the island. Whole South Shore is loaded. The crabbing is actually really good. I got out myself. Caught a bunch when I went out. Made some crab cakes after that. Really good stuff. The surf action was a little sluggish. Although the areas like Shinnecock, Cupsog, North Shore, around those North Shore harbor entrances, they were producing schoolie bass, cocktail blues. Some scattered fluke around the mouths of the inlets as well. If you can fish off the rocks, get them with some bucktails and some gulp. It's the best way to do it. Both the day and the night tides were productive for the bluefish and the stripers, but it seems that the cleaner water at the top of the incoming was better for the fluke. Should keep an eye on the beaches, see how the deck was shuffled after Hurricane Erin hit, because it changed all the structure that we probably know before the hurricane. Be a good time to get out there, scout those sandbars and those troughs for the fall run. Check out what's going on with that structure. I know I will be. Definitely a good week to do some surf scouting. Oh, and on top of that, I did hear that Montauk had some bass in the surf, both day and night tides. Pushed that north wind, that northeast wind pushed a lot of fish in. Bucktails, eels were doing pretty good. So probably still some fish lingering around out there. Those fish may start making their way back toward the South Trentwood, so keep an eye on Shinnecock, Mauritius, Fire Island areas. And if you do have a notable catch, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I'll try and get that report into the weekly video fishing forecast or the magazine.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Our meteorologist, Rich Von Ohlen, his weather and fishing report is brought to you by Premium Bucktails. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. We'll check that holiday weekend weather forecast. You can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, as we get closer. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the upcoming holiday weekend weather across Long Island. So a quick fishing report. Haven't been out too much, of course, with the swells and the rough weather with Erin last week, but I did get out a couple of hours early in the week in the bay with a couple of buddies. There's still fluke, still there, and even some keepers in the mix. You can probably work for those. Maybe the ocean's settling down now, perhaps starting to see better fluke action. But in terms of weather, Friday will probably be the, not the greatest day. A little gusty breeze from the west-northwest. Fishable, but there's a front coming in, and there could be a passing gusty shower, maybe a thunderstorm midday afternoon, so watch for that. But after that, all bets are off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Beautiful again. Hardly a breeze. Nice weekend weather. Comfortable. Looks terrific if you got some fishing plans. All 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, should be great. So the waves, not too bad. Offshore, inshore on Saturday. A little gusty early, but I think it'll settle down nicely. Sunday is also looking pretty good if you got an offshore trip, Montauk trip, Sound, Peconic Bay, Mauritius, anywhere across the island should be great for party boats, charter boats, anything you want to do. Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures, though, mostly in the 70s near 80. Not too hot, not too humid. Kind of comfortable there. One of my go-to sites is the Wind Guru. You can see Friday is some colors on there because a little gusty breeze from the west-northwest with the front coming through. But look how things really settle there for Saturday, for Sunday. Hardly a breeze, about as good as it gets for Labor Day weekend. Just the timing terrific. So if you got those 3 days to fish, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you're going to be in good shape. So just Friday a little bit dicey, maybe not the best day. You can probably fish it, but a little gusty breeze from the west-northwest. Saturday, Sunday, green checks, looks terrific. You can always check my forecast, Weather Express on Facebook and YouTube. So I think we have a nice gift here from Mother Nature for the holiday weekend, especially Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Great weather for the ocean, for the sound, for fishing all 3 days. Looks terrific. So catch them up, get out, have a wonderful holiday weekend, be safe. Matt, back to you.
Now let's check in with our correspondents from around the island. And remember, if you want to quickly jump to a specific report, select the chapters feature on YouTube to do so.
Wow, has it been 2 weeks already since the last report? Time is flying by. I mean, we're coming on to Labor Day weekend, catching up with family and doing these great fishing trips. John and I, my son, got out right before he went away to college. Like many parents are bringing their kids upstate and all over the place to their schools. It's great. We went out, we caught some bass on live spot. It was a lot of fun. And I know so many customers and friends, they were out doing the same thing in the last couple of weeks, and before you know it, we're into Labor Day, and that's fantastic. There's still so much action going on right now. Those cow nose rays, they're out of the harbor, which thank goodness, because they were in the steamer beds. They were pulling up all these delicate areas that we have with mussels and worms and crabs. And man, they just come in and beat up that mud and sand, and then they grab all these little critters. They're gone. This is great. Now the north wind is kicked up so much of the clear water brought it in, cleared out our bays and harbors so much. It just is delicious to see. And guess what? We're still loaded up. Some areas have spot, so that's keeping the kids really happy. There's snappers like all over the place. We've got that weak fish run that started out. Now you're going to look at weak fish. They're going to be usually staging on around 40 feet. And then all of a sudden they're going to hit on the outgoing tide into 100, 110 feet. And that's when you can really get into some beautiful weak fish at the end of August. Also great for those people looking for some action. The bluefish you hear, they're not really like large by any consent. I've seen bluefish mostly from like 6 pounds to 12 pounds, but they're like teamed up hard. And when that tide gets running fast, it's a great jig bite to go out. Make sure you bring your top water, and that's fantastic. Listen, a lot of the surf casters are having a rough period right now because the water temps have been so hot. The fish have been staying outside the harbor, except for all the snappers and the spot and like peanut bunker and porgies, little fish like that. So there's a lot of bait concentrated in the back of the harbors that has mostly been unharassed, so what we're looking at with these north cooling winds, it's going to drop the temperatures down in the harbor, and then what you're going to see is nighttime. It's going to start. Then on the next moon feast, we're going to see beautiful schools of bass. Just want to be staying away from the bluefish. Bluefish eat, and bass want to stay away from them, and so they're going to pressure into the harbor, and that's when the harbor bite's going to be beautiful. But what loves to hang out underneath bluefish? Real quiet, big fluke. And that's why some of the nice fluke that are being caught recently, they'll usually be after the bluefish leave, because they come and they pick up all the scraps. And that's a great way to use strip baits, catch big fluke. And any other tips? Sea bass is showing up. They usually do their migration. You're going to see them. They're going to be like 15 to 17 inches, which is, for the most part, we can't keep them 15 inches, of course, but you'll get a lot of them, and they'll be masked up, usually areas like 13, Iroquois Pipeline, OB, out to 11B, 28C out there. They can be really stacked up, and then they'll move on, and then that'll sort of slow down a bit, and then we're going to be looking at blackfish moving in closer to shore. Big alert, they're saying like Asian crabs can't have Asian crabs this year, so check out the DEC and by all means write a letter and be like, hey, listen, we should be allowed to use Asian crabs to go fishing. It's a new rule that came out, and it's just like, come on, how many rules can we have, But if it's a good reason, I'm into it. But I don't know. A lot of people like using these Asian crabs, and they're all over the place, and blackfish love them too. It doesn't mean they're not going to be eating them at high tide when they come close to shore. So I don't see what the difference is, honestly. But that's just my opinion. I want to thank everybody who keeps coming to the shop, and they want to check out and like what's happening, because they watch the reports, always have something really nice to say, and that makes me feel really good. And it's just a pleasure to meet everybody and say hi and get great positive feedback. Thank you so much. It keeps me up and going on these reports. And the fishing, just stay on it. It's getting into the fall. It's really going to pick up. It's beautiful to see. There's plenty of bait. Water temps are coming down. We're going to get into another moon phase. And before you know it, we're going to be rocking and rolling again, just in time to put a smile on your face. Until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
Hello, Matt. Well, it's another beautiful week. The weather's starting to cool down. After the big storm we had, it's a real bonus. Now, I did get out. I was very fortunate to get out on my boat. First time this year. I've been so busy with all the trips and fishing and guiding and the running the store. It's tough. But I was blessed to get out with my beautiful wife and my beautiful daughters. We did some fluking. Didn't do overly well. We caught a few. I'd say we each caught a few fish each day. Nothing of any size. And speaking to the people back at the boat ramp, fluking's been off since the storm. Hopefully it didn't get blown out. Now, as far as fishing goes in freshwater, well, I was able to guide on this week with Roland. He came all the way up from Florida to visit his grandmother, but he wanted a few days of fishing, so I guided him one day, and he had a great time. He doesn't do very little trout fishing because he's in Florida. So we did a little casting. He really got good. He loved it so much. He's been out almost every day fishing. but it's been really good. Now, as far as the pond fishing, it's good. Just get out there when you can, early in the morning, late in the day. Big Kevin's been getting out, catching some big bluegills over in the Massapequa area. The bottom line is, it is summer, but it is cooling down, so we're gonna get some nice weather soon. Now, I don't do Facebook that much, but I was scrolling through and Instagram, and I saw that poor Captain Joey Leggio had an accident. I hope him the best. I know this is going to kill his season. He's not going to be able to get out, but hopefully, but at least he still has his hand. He had an accident with his hand, and we wish him the best and hopefully get better well, as Captain Joe. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
In the famed waters of Panama awaits a fishing experience like no other. Tropic Star Lodge welcomes anglers to get in on world-famous fishing action. Plan your perfect trip today. Tropic Star Lodge, the ultimate in fishing adventures for more than 60 years.
Hey, Matt. Fire Island report. Things were a little tough with the storm. The ocean got very rough, churned up the west bar, and incoming water churned up the weed and the mud, came in, so that kind of hurt fishing around the inlet. Heard a few nice fluke caught in the back bay where the water's still clean. So you kind of have to search around and find some clean water. But on the bottom fishing scene, the blowfish, a buddy of mine went in the state channel, put down a chum pot, and catching the biggest, big blowfish like this, one after the other. So, but up on the north side of the bay, that hasn't happened yet. So it looks like a big bunch of blowfish just came through the inlet. And so that should be a lot of fun, especially for the kids. All right, that's it. Anything changes, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Take care, Matt. Have a great week.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. Nuno here from Tyalure. Last week was a tough week, guys. We had the storm coming up here, a lot of wind, not too much rain and stuff, but a lot of high tides and some flooding and stuff in the area, so a lot of guys not going out. That being said, striped bass are being caught locally. Bluefin Sound Charters is on. Look at his Instagram. Look at our Instagram. You can see that it's catching. As far as the fluke fishing, that's tapered off a little bit, but we expect that to get better as the weather cools. We've definitely had some cool nights already. Porgy fishing, it's at its peak locally, especially for the shorebound anglers. A lot of snappers around. You know, unfortunately, we lost the bluefin tuna. You still need to contact Noah. And as far as the offshore, we're still having guys out there catching some big eyes and yellowfins in the farther reach canyons. It looks like we need a little time for that water to settle. I think things are going to start to really take off in the offshore canyon scene for your yellowfin, your big guys, and your swordfish guys. Mahi are plentiful out there also, so it's time to go. Remember, the shop's open every day from 7 to 7. We have some meetings coming up regarding the striped bass. New York has one in about 3 weeks in September. I'm going to post the dates for you guys. Attend virtually, attend in person. Just make sure your voice is heard, guys. Tight lines.
All right, here we are at the Cross Bay Bridge, aka the North Channel Bridge, and yeah, just coming by to check it out after the storm, just to kind of see what the bait patterns look like. And of course, we are seeing the bridge in its natural state, and because it's the summertime, there's extremely high traffic here. The fishing is plentiful, it's great. They have spot fish, croakers, they have blue cork crabs, so it's the perfect place to bring your family for a day and an outing. But the problem is that there's a lot of trash left behind. As you can see, this accumulates pretty much daily, and again, you know, I've dedicated a lot of time, and we spent a few years cleaning up this bridge, so just want to take a moment to change it up this week and let you guys know about something we're doing. It's our annual cleanup, and we're going to do it on Saturday, September 13th, and we'll be getting together, meeting up at the parking lot right down there. So we'll meet at the parking lot. We'll provide a bunch of garbage bags, gloves for everyone to use, and the purpose is not to stop pollution, because you cannot prevent it, but it's to get little small wins by spreading awareness, let everyone seeing us here, all together as a community cleaning up. They can't,
helping not see us doing a cleanup job. So hopefully that will influence others and educate others to clean up after themselves, because it's extremely important that all of this garbage does not end up in our waterways, which it is windy right now, and the wind will certainly take some of this trash and dump it into the water. So yeah, come and join us. Again, this will be in Howard Beach, Jamaica Bay. It's the Cross Bay Bridge, September 13th. We'll be here at 10 a.m. meeting up, cleaning up, and we'll actually be fishing after our cleanup, and we'll give away some prizes, and we'll have some awesome contests, and we'll enjoy the day as well. So see you then. Back to you.
Keep in mind, the Fisherman magazine has an apparel store. We do have hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, and t-shirts. They are all online now. It's free shipping with orders over $100. It's a perfect gift for yourself or that fisherman in your life. Visit thefisherman.com/shop or click on the card in the upper right. Well, there's your report for the week, folks. And it looks like we got a good Labor Day weekend coming up. A lot of boating and fishing going to be taking place because the weather is going to be beautiful. Be safe out there. Remember to wear that kill switch if you are operating a motorboat 26 feet and under. A lot of fishing to be done. Striped bass moving in. Fluke bite is not over yet. Ton of other stuff. Sea bass, porgies, bluefish. Get out there. Have a safe holiday weekend. And we will see you next week.